Next to our loved ones, home and job, many of us would list our car as the most important thing in our lives, a symbol of who we are and our place in society. As a result, the car's name is all important. You don't want to spend hard-earned cash on a car with a bad name that makes you look stupid.
When we hear a name, we immediately have a reaction to it. It throws up images and connotations for us. And that's exactly the same whether it's a human name or a car name. So if we think about human names, if you meet someone called Kevin or Sharon or Tracy, that has certain kinds of connotations for us. Whereas if we meet someone called Cedric or Sebastian or Vanessa, they seem to be a different type of person, a different class of name.
The VW Charan, or Sharon, fell foul of our ability to make instant associations when hearing a name. Meaning chariot of the gods in Persian, it seemed to be a good bet for a luxurious MPV. Sadly, the British mind focused on other meanings.
Well, Sharon is my ex-girlfriend, actually, so there you go.
My son would never be seen driving a car with the name of Charan. Too girly, too girly.
Not quite the response Volkswagen hoped for, but it's not just the car namers of Wolfsburg that got it wrong. Vauxhall's Nova sounds like no-go in Spanish, which made it a no-no over there. And try saying Toyota MR2 in French, and you'll know why sales were less than brilliant. In a world where national boundaries are melting away, companies are increasingly forced to find names that will appeal to their customers irrespective of their mother tongue.
I think it's important for companies to market globally nowadays because there's a real opportunity to cost save across the marketplace, but also to reinforce brand values across the world.
With cars competing for the public's attention along with thousands of other strongly branded products, finding the right name is a job for the professionals.
There are three main ways of doing this for us. The first is that we run consumer groups, creative consumer groups. The second thing we do is our own copywriting. We've got a team of people in the office who love words and who will generate their own ideas, do their own work to a brief. And we also have computer programs which give us long lists of names, and we then sift through those and pick out the strongest candidates.
For the European market, the fact that many of our languages have a common root in Latin means that names like Fiesta or Mondeo are all the rage.
A lot of European car brand names are derived from Latinate roots. An example of this would be Mondeo, which is coined from the Latin mundus, meaning world. Mondeo itself is a completely invented word, but the core of that word will work in a number of languages across Europe.
Finding a name that works across national borders is part of the process, but names must also appeal to different classes and sexes.
Small cars, I think, are very much orientated to women, and I think you can see that reflected in the kinds of names that are used in that sector. So something like Twingo or Clio are all quite bright, fun, and not too sort of serious, and they're more about having fun and enjoying your life, I think, and that reflects more about women's attitudes to buying cars. Men are going more of the sort of BMWs, the Mercedes, the Audis, which all use letters, numbers, which is far more technical, far more sort of product orientated about the product and how it performs.
Indeed, image is so central to the psyche of some BMW drivers that they specify their new car comes without a badge on the back, so that other drivers can't tell whether they're driving the top of the range 328 or the bottom of the range 316. And if you think that's going too far, listen to this.
I believe this has happened in the UK, where there are children who've been called Mercedes after the car, children called Audi, and even I've heard of a child who's been called BMW after the car, which seems quite unusual.